This E3 sale is unbelievable. In today's episode, I'm going to take you through all of the sales in relation to the E3 Nintendo Direct. There are more than 100 games to cover in today's list, so we're going to go a little faster than normal so that we can get through them all. Hey everyone, I'm JP and this is Good Talk HQ. If you're new to the channel, please make sure and hit that subscribe button before you go. It means the world to us and costs you nothing. And on top of that, we sweeten the pot. Every week, we offer 2 free eShop gift cards to our subscribers. All you have to do is check out one of the videos throughout the week, make sure you're subscribed, and leave a comment down below, and you'll enter in for one of 2 free $5 eShop gift cards at the end of each week. And if you've been here before, let me extend my most heartfelt hello to you. The past couple of weeks have been a wild ride, and I've enjoyed every comment, replying back to you, the engagement, it's been amazing. Every week we get a little bit stronger as a community, and I can't wait to see where we go next. Alright folks, without any further delay, here is the E3 2021 eShop sale. Alright, first up on our list we have A Short Hike. This is an independent game from publisher Whippoorwill, and it can take about 2 to 4 hours to complete. Players will hike, climb, and soar their way through the peaceful mountainside landscapes of Hawk Peak Park. A Short Hike is on sale now for 25% off, down from its normal $8 price tag for just $5.99. Alright, and next up we have one of the surprise hits from 2020 from independent developer Inner Sloth, Among Us. This is an online and local party game of teamwork and betrayal for 4 to 10 players in space. Players will be tasked with preparing your spaceship for departure, but beware, one or more of the random players among the crew are imposters. Among Us is available for 30% off for just $3.50. Alright, next up we have Alien Isolation. This comes to us from Sega of Europe, and it's a 3D action-adventure game boasting more than 30 hours of gameplay. Survive heart-pounding horror as you're relentlessly hunted through a desolate space station in this immersive game rooted in Ridley Scott's masterpiece. Right now, you can grab it for 50% off its lowest price ever at just $17.49. Alright, and next up on the list we have a pair of huge AAA titles from publisher Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered and the Assassin's Creed Rebel Collection. Assassin's Creed 3 centers around the American Revolution and brought improved gameplay mechanics, while the Assassin's Creed Rebel Collection includes one of the best games in the series, Black Flag. You'll be able to get Assassin's Creed 3 for 39% off at just $24.54 and Assassin's Creed Rebel Collection at 50% off for just $19.99. Alright, and next up we have A Hat in Time. This comes to us from publisher Humble Games and offers 9 to 20 hours of gameplay. This is a beautiful 3D platformer with couch co-op available. Now this is the Ultimate Edition, which includes all of the DLC, including the brutal new Death Wish mode. You'll be able to grab this one up for 40% off, just $22.19. Alright, and next up we have a game that became an instant classic, outselling the system it was made for, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This was Link and Zelda's largest adventure ever and asked players to forget everything they know about past Legend of Zelda games and step into a world of adventure. You'll be able to get the base game for 33% off on the eShop at $39.99, or you could get the full bundle at 30% off for $55.98. Next up, we have the Borderlands Legendary Collection. This includes the Borderlands Game of the Year Edition, Borderlands 2, and Borderlands the Pre-Sequel. These are 3 massive 100-hour games that mix first-person shooting with RPG mechanics. Players will be able to enjoy all 3 games solo or in local co-op for 2 players or online for 4 players. You can get the Borderlands Legendary Collection for 60% off at just $19.99, and here are a few other games in the Borderlands series that are also on sale. Alright, and next up we have the Capcom Beat 'em Up Collection. This is a collection of 7 classic Capcom titles, each with multiplayer modes, multiple difficulty settings, and 2 different language options for the audio tracks. Back in this era, Capcom made amazing titles, and fans of old school beat 'em ups can get this one now at 50% off for just $9.99. Alright, next up we have the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. This is a great collection of original titles from the franchise and even included some bonuses for free. This collection was released as part of Konami's 50th anniversary sale, and it's always worth the price even at full price. Right now, it's on sale for 75% off, down to just $4.99. Alright, next up we have Carrion. This is a side-scrolling platformer with a twist. You get to play as the bad guy in this reverse horror where you'll stalk and consume the people who once imprisoned you as an unknown creature. In fact, that's how you'll learn and upgrade your abilities. Carrion has amazing retro graphics, and overall I just really enjoyed the game. You'll be able to grab this one up at 33% off for just $13.99. Alright, next up we have Cozy Grove. This is a peaceful, single-player adventure puzzler. What drew me to this game first was the amazing graphical style, and the fact that they update the content once daily and the clock syncs to real-world time. Cozy Grove also features one of the most beautiful soundtracks. Oftentimes I would just leave the game playing, listening to the music. You can grab this one up for 10% off at just $13.46. Alright, next up on the list we have the Contra Anniversary Collection. This package brings back the classic run and gun games from the franchise to a whole new generation of gamers, including 10 great games with options that modern gamers find convenient. These games are incredibly challenging, so keep that in mind when making your decision. You'll be able to grab the Contra Anniversary Collection at 75% off for just $4.99. Alright, next up on the list we have the long-awaited sequel, Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. In Crash 4, Neo Cortex is back up to his shenanigans, and Crash and the team must once again save the day. This is a great new entry into a long-running franchise, and I'm happy to say it didn't let me down. If you're a fan of Crash and you've been waiting to play this game, you'll be able to get it for 25% off, just $29.99. If you'd rather play the original 3 titles, Crash Bandicoot The Insane Trilogy is also on sale at 50% off for just $19.99, and it's a great deal for fans of the series. And if you've already played all of those, or you're more into racing games, Crash Team Racing is also on sale as part of the E3 sale at 50% off for just $29.99 for the Nitrous Oxide Edition with all DLC. Alright, next up on the list we have one of my favorite games here at the channel, Cuphead. This is probably a contender for one of my favorite games of all time, but definitely on the Switch. The sound and the graphics drew me in immediately. This is a run and gun boss gauntlet basically. It features old school early animation style graphics, and it's tough as nails. Cuphead is rarely on sale, so it's an excellent value right now at 25% off for just $14.99. Wow. And next up we have Curse of the Dead Gods. This is an action adventure game with a top-down view and offers upwards of 100 hours of gameplay. The game is extremely challenging, it's a roguelike adventure, so be prepared for frustration and reward. The story in this game really gripped me, and I put a lot of hours into it, so it's an amazing deal right now, down 20% at just $15.99. Alright, next up on the list we have Dead Cells. This is one of the most amazing and brutally challenging 2D platformers on the Switch. There are no checkpoints and no saves either. You win or you die. The graphics are phenomenal, and the soundtrack is as well. You'll be able to get Dead Cells right now for $14.99, down 40%, and you can grab the expansion to go with it and spend under $20 to get a really good deal. Next up on the list we have a game that's a lot like Friday the 13th, the game. This is called Dead by Daylight, and it's a 1v4 multiplayer game that sees one person playing as a classic villain from one of the many different horror franchises, and the rest try to survive or escape. Just like the other games like it, you can either work solo or work as a team to achieve your goal. And right now it's available at half price for just $14.99. Next up on the list we have Deadly Premonition Origins. This is a 3D action-adventure game with over 30 hours of gameplay, where you interact with townfolks to help solve a series of gruesome crimes. Now I personally haven't played this one, but if you're a fan of the series, it's available for 50% off at just $14.99, with the sequel also being on sale. Alright, next up on the list we have Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition. This is one of Capcom's biggest franchises, and DMC3 acts as a prequel to the original game. This edition includes all of the DLC, which includes some Switch console exclusives. Grab it up at 40% off for just $11.99. And here's a quick look at a couple other games from the DMC franchise that are also on sale. Alright, next up on the list we have one of my personal favorites, Doom Eternal. Whenever this is on sale, I always recommend you grab it up. This is one of the longest running FPS franchises still around, and it's easy to see why. This game is fast paced, intense, and crafted with passion. With DLC on the way, make sure to grab it up at 50% off for just $29.99. Alright, and next up on the list we have Divinity 2 Original Sin, the Definitive Edition, and that is a mouthful. This is a strategy RPG with over 100 hours of gameplay on offer, but one of the coolest features that it offers is multiplayer action as well. I don't get to play as many of these big RPGs anymore, but this is a great value, and right now it's on sale at 30% off for just $34.99. Alright, next up on the list we have another one of my personal favorites, Enter the Gungeon. This is a challenging twin-stick, dungeon, bullet hailstorm style game, each death teaching you a new lesson. The game offers multiplayer action and is a must-play for any fan of the genre. It's on sale at 50% off for just $7.49. Make sure if you haven't played this one, grab it up before the sale ends. And next up on the list we have the sequel to Enter the Gungeon, Exit the Gungeon, which converted from a top-down twin-stick to a side view and sees you fighting your way back to the surface. Now while I personally didn't enjoy this one as much as the first one, it's still an excellent game and it's often on sale, so it's a great value. Right now, to go along with its predecessor, it's on sale for 30% off for just $6.99. Alright, and next up on the list, we're going to get back to the big RPGs with Fire Emblem 3 Houses. As I said, this is another massive RPG with hundreds of hours of gameplay coming to us from Nintendo. Now we all know their games rarely drop, so when a game with this much to offer drops on sale, I usually recommend it. It offers 3 unique ways to play with different outcomes depending on those choices. Grab it up at 30% off for just $41.99. Alright, and next up we have Golf Story, which offers a unique combination of a sports game and an RPG. This game is glorious and I promise not what you're expecting. The game offers countless hours of fun and multiplayer action as well. As you may have guessed, a lot of the story revolves around golfing, but they incorporate it so well and it's really interesting, it's crazy addictive too. With the sequel on the way really soon, it's time to grab this one up at 50% off for just $7.49. Alright, next up on the list from Team 17 we have Going Under. This is a satirical dungeon crawler where you'll explore the cursed ruins of failed tech startups, and it can take about 20 or 25 hours to complete. The cool thing here in this game, instead of normal traditional weapons, you just wield whatever you can find around the office and dive into the dungeons beneath the campus of the company. Make sure to grab this one up for 50% off just $9.99. Alright, and next up on the list we have Gris. This is a side-scrolling platformer from Devolver Digital, and they always do great work on the Switch. This one has roughly 4 to 6 hours of gameplay, and the story is mainly a peaceful experience where players will explore a beautiful world free from danger or death. The developers have said they intended for players to be able to take in the beauty of their surroundings. Make sure to grab this one up for just $6.79, down 60%. Alright, next up on the list we have one of my personal favorites once again, Hades. This is a single player outing from Supergiant Games, and the main story can take well over 20 hours to complete. Hades is an action-adventure roguelike RPG with a top-down view and again amazing visuals. Hades really is one of my favorite games, and if you're a fan of dungeon crawlers, it's on sale for 30% off for just $17.49. Alright, and next up on the list we have the Hotline Miami Collection. This package contains 2 action-packed, brutally challenging games from the series. They're played from the top-down view with the pixel-style aesthetic, requiring lightning-quick reflexes and loads of patience. They are incredibly addictive though. Hotline Miami is available at 75% off for just $6.24. Alright, next up on the list we have Huntdown. This is a 2D platformer with retro graphics and an 80s theme. It's available for 1 to 2 players with a main campaign that can take 9 to 10 hours to complete. They call it an action comedy arcade shooter, and I would say it checks every one of those boxes. This is an amazing game. Right now, Huntdown is at its all-time low, $11.99, down 40%. Next up on the list we have a single player outing from Ubisoft, Immortals Fenyx Rising Gold Edition. The game is often compared to Breath of the Wild, and with good reason. It's very similar with how you traverse and the way that the world is designed, but outside of that, it is its own game entirely. Instead of a young adventurer, we play as a demigod, and instead of a glider, we have wings. It's our duty to save the Greek gods and their home from the evil curse. If you're going to pick up this game, I would recommend the Gold Edition for sure. Comes with all the DLC, and pretty much doubles the value of the game, and you don't have to pay $100. In fact, right now the Gold Edition is part of the sale. It's at 50% off for just $49.99. Alright, and next up on the list we have Katana Zero. This is a 2D action platformer featuring fast-paced action and sees you playing out one level, then heading back to your apartment to rest up. It's a unique way to tell the story, and Katana Zero is always on my must-buy list. One of its unique features is the instant death style of combat, so you must strategize to complete each mission. Be sure to grab it up on sale 40% off for just $8.99. Alright, and next up we have Lonely Mountains Downhill. This is a peaceful adventure style game that can take over 30 hours to complete. As the name implies, this is a game centered around riding your bike down these beautiful paths along the mountainsides, featuring a peaceful view and nature unspoiled by man. If you're looking for a peaceful game, something a little different, this is down 40% to just $11.99. Alright, next up on the list we have Mario plus Rabbids, the Gold Edition. And if you watch any of our previous videos, you know we love this game. Kingdom Battle is another great game and one that left me completely amazed. The mashup of both Mario plus the Rabbids is perfect, featuring XCOM style based strategic battles and loads of unlockables, as well as all of the DLC, including Donkey Kong. Honestly, the game is just phenomenal. Grab it up at 81% off with all of the DLC, just $14.99. Wow. Alright, and next up on our list we have Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate Edition. This is another game that needs no introduction and has continued to see success and even spawned a few movies throughout the years. This bundle includes the full game, all the DLC, and the story expansion, with an impressive roster and every mode available on the Switch. I would say give Mortal Kombat Gold a strong look if you like fighters at 60% off for just $23.99. Alright, and next up we have another action 2D platformer, My Friend Pedro, and of course this one has a funny name, but don't be fooled. This is an absolute blast to play. Another fine job by Devolver Digital. The main campaign will take roughly 5 to 10 hours to complete, and you'll laugh the whole way throughout. Your only goal is to wreak as much havoc as possible. My Friend Pedro is on sale at half price for just $9.99. Alright, next up on the list we have yet another 2D platformer from Devolver Digital, The Messenger. This is one of the more popular 2D platformers because of the intense acrobatic gameplay and super tight controls. The game features 8-bit graphics for some of the game and then switches to 16-bit for others. It also has an outstanding soundtrack. Grab The Messenger up at 50% off for just $9.99. Alright, next up on the list we have Octopath Traveler. This is rarely ever on sale, so when it is I usually recommend it. It's an RPG with an HD 2D graphical style and is one of the most beautiful games on the Switch. In Octopath Traveler, you have 8 different travelers on unique paths, and you can play all 8 in different stories. Such an amazing value at 30% off for just $41.99. Alright, and next up on the list we have Okami HD. This is a single player outing from Capcom that can give you tens of hours of gameplay. This is a remastered version of one of the most amazing games of all time. Okami HD tells one of the most emotional stories and has some of the best music in any game. If you're looking for an amazing 3D adventure game, don't miss out on this one. It's currently on sale for just $9.99 at 50% off. Alright, next up we have The Outer Worlds. This is a first-person action-adventure RPG similar to Fallout 3 and 4. The main story campaign can take anywhere between 15 and 20 hours to complete, but like Fallout, offers loads of side quests that take you away from that main story. Honestly, it runs pretty great on the Switch, all things considered. It's impressive that it works here at all. If you're looking for something like Fallout, this might be the game for you. It's on sale right now, 67% off at just $19.99. Alright, next up on the list from Nintendo we have Paper Mario and the Origami King. This is Mario's latest paper adventure and it's currently on sale. In this origami tale, Mario joins up with Olivia to protect the castle from the Origami King. Now it's rare to see Nintendo first party titles go on sale, so whenever you can catch one, especially at 30% off for just $41.99, definitely give it a second look. Alright, next up we have Time UFO. This is another game coming from Nintendo that sees the player helping citizens from above in your UFO. It's a fun little party style game that encourages you to grab up a couple friends and pass around a few Joy-Cons. Now your spaceship is equipped with a claw, similar to the ones you'll find at those stuffed animal games at the arcades, and you use it in several different clever ways to complete the missions. You can grab up Part-Time UFO at 30% off for just $6.29. Alright, next up on the list we have Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Pikmin 3 is an action-adventure RTS game available for solo or multiplayer action. Now the story can take well over 20 hours to complete and has always been a fan favorite since the Wii U days. This version of the game has been improved with better visuals and a boatload of quality of life improvements. Pikmin 3 is another game from Nintendo that's at 30% off for just $41.99. Alright, next up we have Fenyx Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. This includes all 14 episodes across all 3 games that have sold millions across the globe. In these games you fight to save your clients in intense court battles as Fenyx Wright, uncovering mysteries behind each case. With the announcement at E3 that we're going to get more games coming to the Switch from this series, now's the time to buy it at 33% off for just $19.99. Alright, next up we have a party game from Sega, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. This is available for 2 to 4 players online and 1 to 4 players offline. This is another great example of 2 franchises mashing well together, similar to how Mario plus Rabbids did in their first outing. In the second installment here, there are more modes, new skills, and more shenanigans. The first game in the series is also on sale, but you can get the sequel right now for 50% off at just $19.99. Alright, next up we have Rajid, an Ancient Epic. This is a 2D action platformer set in ancient India. A young girl has been chosen to protect mankind against the demonic invasion. This is another gorgeous game with an emotional story that will last 5 to 6 hours. It's currently at an all-time low at 50% off for just $12.49. Alright, and next up on the list we have River City Girls. This is a wild beat 'em up available for 1 to 2 players and local co-op. The game features gorgeous pixel art graphics with cool cutscenes. There are loads of weapons, items, and upgrades along the way. You can grab this one up as part of the E3 sale for just $20.99, down 30%. If you're a fan of beat 'em ups, you're sure to enjoy your time with this game. Alright, next up on the list we have Saints Row 3 and 4. Both are on sale as part of the E3 deals and are marked down 65% to just $13.99. Each of these games offer tens of hours of gameplay in a similar fashion to Grand Theft Auto. At first, Saints Row was seen as just a knockoff game to GTA, but now it's grown into its own thing, going completely off the script in 4. So make sure you check these out before the 22nd when the sale ends. Alright, and next up on the list, we have Sonic Mania. This was basically a love letter to old school Sega Genesis era Sonic games. This was a return to form, so to speak, and my goodness was it good. It's basically the proper sequel to Sonic 2. It's unreal how great this game really is, and it's currently marked down at half price for just $9.99, so if you haven't played this game, or you were on the fence because of other Sonic titles, make sure you give this one another look. Alright, and next up, we have another one that I was super excited about when they announced it, Spyro the Reignited Trilogy. This is an HD remaster of 3 of the original titles in this sort of dormant franchise. Now in this HD remaster, they added new animations, added dialogue, and updated the controls and camera. Right now, you'll be able to grab the Reignited Trilogy at 50% off for just $19.99. Alright, next up on the list we have Star Ocean First Departure R. This is a great RPG from Square Enix, and it offers 20 to 30 hours with the main story. There have been many stories throughout this franchise, but this tells the origin of Star Ocean. Party up with some of your allies and set forth on an adventure to stop the mysterious disease that's spreading across the land. Make sure to grab this one up, available 50% off, just $10.49. Alright, and next up on the list we have the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. This features 12 classic arcade titles in one great package. Many of the games feature online multiplayer modes as well as online lobbies to hang out with friends, and there was bonus content commemorating the 30th anniversary thrown into the package. Street Fighter is another franchise that has stood the test of time. Make sure to relive these classics from Capcom, on sale right now, half price, just $14.99. Alright, and next up on the list from Sega we have Sonic Team Racing. This is another kart style racer, only this time it's featuring Sonic and his Sega companions. One of the unique features to this kart racer is the ability to form teams and race as a group. If you like kart racers and haven't played Sonic Team Racing yet, it's on sale for just $14.99 at 50% off. Alright, the next game on our list is Trials of Mana. This is another big RPG coming from Square, and once again can take 30 plus hours to complete. Trials of Mana is a 3D remake of the 1995 classic, and I absolutely loved it. The music is great, the story was gripping, and if you're a fan of these type of RPGs, you'll enjoy your time, no question. Right now, Trials of Mana is on sale half price for just $24.99. Alright, next up on the list, we're going to look at another massive RPG, this time coming from Sega with a significantly longer story, Valkyria Chronicles, the Complete Edition. The base game alone could take 50 plus hours, and this is the Complete Edition, which includes all the DLC and adds tens of hours on top of that. If you're like me, and you like to get value out of every dollar you spend, make sure you look at this one for just $24.99 at half price. Alright, next up on the list we have The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, the Complete Edition. This is the latest entry in the series and offers over 150 hours of gameplay. The Complete Edition includes 2 story expansions and all of the other DLC. One of the coolest features they've added to this game is your ability to use cloud saves to cross-play between PC or Switch. If you're a fan of this style of game and you've been sitting on the fence, really don't wait any longer, go out and grab this one up, 40% off, just $35.99. Alright folks, and we'll close off the featured games list with Xenoblade Chronicles, the Definitive Edition. This is another massive RPG, this time coming to us from Nintendo, and like the other RPGs before it, can offer tens if not hundreds of hours of gameplay. This HD remake looks phenomenal and it plays even better with music that is top tier. Make sure to grab Xenoblade Chronicles, the Definitive Edition for $41.99, down 30%. Alright, and here's a quick look at some series that were doing massive game sales, but they were too big to cover each one individually. I didn't want to leave them out just in case we had some fans out there who were interested in these games. Alright folks, this was a massive sale with a lot of games nearing 100. Sorry it took me so long to get it to you, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please smash the subscribe button, smash that like button, leave me a comment down below, let me know what your favorite games were and the type of content you want to see next. Alright, you thought I forgot Just Dance, didn't you? Nah, I just don't play it personally. I know it's on sale for $19.99, 60% off, and I didn't want to exclude it for the fans of the game out there. Make sure you check out the video. Alright, and if you made it this far, thanks for sticking with us through the entire video. We appreciate everyone who shows up on the channel, whether you subscribe or not, we do appreciate it. We realize that your day is busy, so we appreciate you taking a few moments to hang with us. All I would ask is if you're sitting here watching this video and you've had a good time, why not hit that like button? Why not join the family and hit that subscribe button? It's free to you, and it means the world to us like we said earlier in the video. To sweeten the pot for our subscribers, each week on the Sunday $5 and under eShop sales video, I give away 2 $5 eShop gift cards. It's incredibly easy to enter too. All you have to do is stop by the channel anytime throughout the week, check out one of the eShop sales videos, leave a comment down below, make sure you're subscribed, and you're entered in each week for a shot at one of those gift cards. Alright folks, I'm gonna let you go ahead and get back to your day. Thank you so much for hanging with us. We appreciate it. As always, make sure you stay safe out there and have a wonderful rest of your week.
That's all for today's list. We hope you liked the video. If you did, consider subscribing and liking down below. Okay, bye!